From secret rock star past to hidden references, Peppa Pig is full of surprising Easter eggs that connect to other worlds. Today, we're uncovering the mysterious details you might have missed, revealing just how deep the rabbit hole goes. Crossover. Did you know that the creators of Peppa Pig, Neville Astley, and Mark Baker also worked on another hit show, Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom? This fun fairy and elf series has some sneaky references hidden in Peppa Pig, sparking theories that both shows could share the same universe. In one episode, Hospital, if you look carefully, you can spot drawings of Ben and Holly on the wall. It's a little nod to their other creation, and fans can't help but wonder if this is a sign that the worlds of Peppa Pig and Ben and Holly are connected. Could it be a distant cousin relationship between these two beloved shows? Now that's a fun Easter egg to uncover. Pirate. Peppa Pig has plenty of side characters who pop up now and then, but one that stands out is the pirate with a bright red beard. He doesn't have a name, but his distinct look makes him easy to remember. Interestingly, he isn't the only red-bearded pirate in British cartoons. Over in Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom, there's a character named Redbeard who looks quite similar. Because of this, some fans believe the two pirates are connected, especially since there's a popular theory that Peppa Pig and Ben and Holly exist in the same universe. But Peppa's pirate is human, and Redbeard is actually an elf. Just check their ears. Since Redbeard has been around since 2009 and Peppa's pirate appeared later, it's likely just a fun reference rather than a direct connection. Still, they do share a striking resemblance. Jokes and references. Peppa Pig loves to slip in some fun jokes, and one of the best recurring gags involves Mr. Wolf. As a wolf, he can't resist making references to the classic tale of the three little pigs. In the episode, The New House, Daddy Pig and his team are busy building a house for the Wolf family. When Mr. Wolf asks if the house is made of straw or wood, Daddy Pig confidently tells him it's made of bricks. But Mr. Wolf, not one to pass up a chance, blows on the house to see if it will fall, just like in the story. Peppa herself gets in on the wolf references too. In Wendy Wolf's birthday, she comments on Grandma Wolf's big ears, copying Little Red Riding Hood's famous line. But instead of mentioning Grandma's teeth for eating people, she says her teeth are for eating cake. But the way she says it makes you wonder if there's more to it. To top it off, Wendy's birthday cake has a small wooden house decoration, which she blows down, much to her parents' amusement. And Mrs. Wolf can't resist asking Daddy Pig if his house is made of straw, looking a little disappointed when he says it's made of bricks. Looks like the Wolf family is having a hard time hiding their dark side. George's future. In one episode, Peppa and her family discuss what they want to be when they grow up. While Peppa and her friends have some interesting ideas, George's answer is a bit unexpected. He doesn't seem to know what he wants to do just yet. But we have a theory about George's future, and it might involve music. In a different episode, Peppa gets a horn and tries to play it, but she struggles to make any sound. Her parents give it a try too, but with no luck. Surprisingly, it's George, the youngest member of the family, who nails it. Even without any musical experience, George manages to play the horn better than the rest of them. Sure, Peppa and her parents play other instruments that George can't, but considering how young he is, it's impressive that he picked up the horn so quickly. This could be a sign that George has a natural talent for music. Who knows? With some practice, he might grow up to be a world-class musician, maybe even performing in orchestras. New York. Peppa and her family have explored some pretty exciting destinations, and one of the most memorable trips takes them all the way to New York City. In the episode, they visit Times Square, a spot that's often featured in movies and known for its huge, colorful billboards. While most of the billboards are promoting big brands and upcoming movies, there are a few fun surprises hidden among them. One screen features Super Potato in a promo for his new film, Vegetables in Space. It's a bit obvious, but the real Easter egg is found on another screen, where Ben and Holly make a cameo. It's a clever nod to their own show, encouraging viewers to check it out. Connection. Peppa Pig has always been a huge hit, but it doesn't shy away from tipping its hat to other shows. In the episode Best Friend, there's a small detail that might be more than just a coincidence. As Peppa and her friends explore, we spot a drawing of an orange-striped cat that looks strikingly similar to Petey the cat from Dog Man. This could just be a fun visual nod, but the timing is interesting considering Dog Man has just made its big screen debut. Could this be a subtle hint at a Dog Man and Peppa Pig crossover? If so, it would be pretty pretty wild to see Dogman join the animal-filled world of Peppa and her gang. Miss Rabbit turned Nanny Plum. In the Peppa Pig episode The Children's Fate, when Miss Rabbit gets her face painted, Rebecca Rabbit ends up painting her face like a plum. While this seems like a funny little moment, there's actually a sneaky Easter egg hidden for fans of Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom. It's because Miss Rabbit's voice actress, Sarah Ann Kennedy, is also the voice behind Nanny Plum in Ben and Holly. This subtle reference connects the two beloved children's shows in a small yet clever way. Naval symbol. Grandpa Pig and Grandpa Rabbit share more than just a close friendship. They also have a hidden connection. Both of them wear the same symbol on their hats, which many might overlook. This symbol actually has a historical significance, used by those who served in the British Royal Navy. Since Peppa Pig takes place in England, this Easter egg hints that both grandfathers may have served as sailors in their younger years. Given their age, it's likely they even fought side by side during World War II. This strong bond of friendship, built through shared experiences, is something that would have withstood the test of time, and we can only imagine how many adventures they've had together. Peace. In the International Day episode, Peppa and her classmates dress up in unique costumes representing different countries, with each costume carefully reflecting cultural aspects. Peppa, for example, dresses as a French artist, complete with a classic beret, while George wears a traditional Russian Ushanka hat, perfect for the cold climate of Russia. But there's more to this episode than just costumes. On the school wall, there's a picture of a white dove holding a flower. This isn't just a random image, it's a well-known symbol of peace, recognized worldwide. The inclusion of the dove adds a thoughtful touch and reinforces the theme of global unity and peace while celebrating the diversity of the countries represented. Rockstar secrets. Madame Gazelle, Peppa Pig's beloved teacher, is no ordinary character, but beyond her role as a teacher, Madame Gazelle holds an even greater secret. She's a vampire from Transylvania. This might come as a surprise to some, but it's a detail that's been subtly hinted at throughout the show. But there's more to her backstory. Long before becoming the teacher we know today, Madame Gazelle was part of a rock band called Rocking Gazelle with her sisters. They made a name for themselves with records still hanging in their home. After deciding to pursue teaching, she left the band behind, but her sisters kept making music, and they seem to have found success. Now, here's where things get even more mysterious. If Madame Gazelle hasn't aged since Peppa's parents were children, it's not just good skincare. And considering her sisters look just as young, it's safe to say that they're probably vampires too. After all, vampires tend to stick together, especially when they're part of a family of immortal rock stars. Dino Adventure. In Grampy Rabbit's Dinosaur Park, Peppa Pig references a major pop culture phenomenon, Jurassic Park. The entire episode is filled with subtle nods to the 90s classic as the characters visit a dinosaur park, much like the one in the movie. But unlike in Jurassic Park, where real dinosaurs roam free, Grampy Rabbit's park features pretend dinosaurs. It's a safer and much more fun option, especially considering the danger real dinosaurs would bring. Now just imagine if Grampy Rabbit had managed to bring real dinosaurs back to life. If they had escaped and started causing havoc in the park, it would have been pure chaos. Though it's not quite as intense in Peppa Pig's world, the episode still packs plenty of adventure. And that's a wrap on the hidden Easter eggs in Peppa Pig. These sneaky details may leave us wondering, but they only add to the charm of the show. After all, Peppa and her friends keep us entertained no matter what. Did we uncover your favorite Easter egg? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting content. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Peppa's world is cute, yes, but when you actually look closer, it stops making any sense at all. 1. Some bears talk, others just roar. Penny Polar Bear goes to school, lives in a house, and has 2 moms. She talks just like Peppa, but in a different episode, Danny Dog's dad says he met a polar bear on a frozen island. That bear didn't speak. It acted like a wild animal. This makes no sense. If Penny is a polar bear, then why are some bears like people and others just growl? Do wild animals and civilized ones live in separate societies? Did Penny's family evolve faster? Or is this just a weird glitch in the world where bears get to pick a side? 2. Susie Sheep isn't what she seems. Susie Sheep might not be a regular kid at all. Her dad is never seen or mentioned, and that's strange in a show where most families are complete. She also wears pajamas with an anchor on them. Why would a little sheep care about ships? Think about Grandpa Rabbit, who's oddly smart for a rabbit. What if he cloned her in his lab? Maybe she was made to sell wool, or just because he could. If that's true, Susie isn't just Peppa's best friend. She's a science experiment walking around in pink shoes, pretending nothing's weird. That's unsettling. 3. Mandy Mouse wasn't always like this. Mandy Mouse is the only rodent in school who talks, wears clothes, and hangs out with Peppa. But wait, guinea pigs in the same world still live in cages and act like regular pets. Even mice don't usually get this kind of upgrade. So why Mandy? And why is she in a wheelchair with no backstory? It's like something happened before she showed up. Some say she was once a regular lab mouse, and maybe an experiment went too far. Now she's smart, but can't walk. Cute? Yes. Totally normal? Absolutely not. Mandy's past might be darker than anyone wants to admit. 4. Miss Rabbit is always watching. Miss Rabbit drives helicopters, sells ice cream, works at the aquarium, and somehow runs a fire station too. At first, it seems like there are 100 of her, but there's only one. She just shows up wherever Peppa's family goes. That's not random. In the episode with the Queen, we see they know each other pretty well. Too well. It's almost like Miss Rabbit is tracking the pig family. Maybe she's not just busy, maybe she's working for the crown. A royal spy hiding in plain sight. Always smiling, always helpful, and always listening. Keep your windows shut. 5. Mrs. Crocodile runs the lake below. Mrs. Crocodile is the only reptile in a town full of polite mammals. She works at the zoo, smiles for the camera, and somehow terrifies Madame Gazelle just by showing up. That's not normal, and it gets weirder. Remember Grampy Rabbit's flashback? He was swinging over a lake filled with snapping crocodiles. They weren't smiling, they were wild. So, how is Mrs. Crocodile walking around like she owns the place? Maybe she does. Maybe she's not the only one, just the leader. A cold-blooded queen running a secret reptile society deep under the water, and we're just scratching the surface. 6. Grandpa Pig was probably a pirate. Grandpa Pig says he used to be a sailor. But something doesn't add up. He owns a pirate flag with a skull on it. He gives George a pirate hat like it's no big deal. And he has a parrot. Classic pirate pet. Real sailors don't usually fly skull flags or hand out pirate gear to toddlers. Maybe he wasn't guarding ships. Maybe he was looting them. All those sea stories he tells could be cover for a sketchy past. The cheerful gardening grandpa might have once been the terror of the seas. That flower bed might be hiding more than worms. 7. Humans were here, now they're not. In Peppa's world, animals run everything. Schools, shops, governments. But humans do exist. We've seen the Queen, Santa, and even a few in an old cave party flashback. Then, nothing. They're just gone. No one talks about them. No one sees them walking around. So where did they go? Did the animals take over? Did humans leave after some huge event? Maybe Peppa's cheerful town is what came after people messed everything up. Now the animals rule, and only a few human legends remain. The real mystery isn't why the animals talk, it's what happened to the ones who used to. 8. Animal doctors follow secret rules. Dr. Bear treats Peppa, Daddy Pig, and other people animals. But when Polly Parrot or Goldie the fish gets sick, they call Dr. Hamster instead. It sounds normal until you remember everyone here is an animal. So, why do some animals go to one doctor and the rest to another? It's not about size, it's not about species. It feels more like some kind of quiet class system. Maybe animals who walk and talk get better healthcare. Maybe pets are just second-class citizens. Whatever it is, there's definitely a strange medical line no one ever talks about, but it's clearly there. 9. Auntie Dottie sends trouble from afar. Before Auntie Dottie ever appeared on screen, she was already causing chaos. She mailed Peppa and George a wheeled horse toy. Fun, right? Except their town is full of steep hills, and that thing nearly launched Daddy Pig into the sky. That's not a harmless gift. That's a safety hazard with a bow on it. Later, when Dottie finally shows up, she has an American accent and wants to celebrate Thanksgiving in Britain. None of it fits. She's Mummy Pig's relative, but even Grandpa and Grandma Pig never mention her. Something about Auntie Dottie feels less like family, more like a glitch. 10. Claire Cow doesn't seem to belong anywhere. Claire Cow pops up all over town. Sometimes she's shopping with Miss Cow, other times she's with Mr. Bull. They act like a family, but something's off. Claire doesn't go to Peppa's school, even though all the other kids do. Instead, she shows up at the theater during a school trip, meaning she goes somewhere else. And when Miss Cow and Mr. Bull get married, Claire's not in a single photo, not even in the background. For someone who's supposedly their child, she's oddly unconnected. It's like Claire exists just outside the script, floating between scenes without a real backstory. 11. Daddy Pig's parents were erased. We've met Mummy Pig's parents. They visit often, have names, and even babysit. But Daddy Pig's parents? Nothing. No visits, no photos, not even a casual mention. It's like they were wiped from the story. But here's the twist. Daddy Pig grew up in the same town. He even went to school with Madame Gazelle, as shown in the time capsule episode. So, where were his parents during all that? Why don't they show up for birthdays or holidays? Either something terrible happened, or the show is hiding them on purpose. Whatever the reason, Grandpa and Grandma Pig number 2 are gone without a trace. 12. The Pig family might be the last ones left. Peppa's family travels a lot. They've been to London, Paris, New York, even the other side of the world. But no matter where they go, they never meet another pig. Not one. Every other species has extras. Rabbits, dogs, elephants, you name it. But pigs? Just Peppa, George, their parents, and a few close relatives. That's it. No pig neighbors, no pig classmates, no pig strangers on the street. It feels like the pig family isn't just special, they're the last of their kind. Maybe they aren't the stars of the show. Maybe they're the survivors of something the rest didn't escape. 13. Rebecca Rabbit's home breaks the laws of nature. Everyone in Peppa's town lives high up on hills. Why? Because the lower land floods when it rains? We've seen it happen. Roads disappear underwater, houses become islands. But somehow, Rebecca Rabbit's family lives underground, in a literal hole in a hill, and their home stays perfectly dry. No leaks, no mudslides, not even a soggy carpet. How does that work? Is there burrow magic? Do the rabbits secretly control the weather? Or are they hiding some kind of high-tech drainage system no one else knows about? Either way, something about that tunnel defies logic, and probably plumbing too. 14. The adults are hiding their real names. In Peppa's world, adults don't seem to have actual names. Everyone just calls them Mummy Pig, Daddy Dog, or Granny Sheep, like that's their legal identity. But every now and then, the truth slips out. Grandpa Rabbit once revealed his name is Rad, and on Valentine's Day, we find out Daddy Pig's real name is Snufflekins. Yes, really. Mummy Pig might be named Petunia, based on her flower-patterned dress. So why keep all the names a secret? Are they embarrassing? Or is there something stranger going on? Maybe once you become a parent, your name just vanishes, like your sleep and free time. In this world, having kids might mean giving up your identity. Literally, that's one dark family rule. 15. Peppa is stuck in a time loop. Peppa Pig has been 4 years old since 2004. That's over 20 real-life years of muddy puddles and no aging. The show has shown at least 6 Christmases, tons of birthdays, and hundreds of normal days. But Peppa never turns 5. George never grows out of toddlerhood. It's like time moves forward, but they don't. Either they're trapped in a loop or something's resetting the timeline every season. Imagine celebrating your 4th birthday forever while everyone smiles like it's normal. That's not cute, it's terrifying. This isn't just a cartoon timeline, it's a cheerful, pastel-colored glitch in time itself. 16. Peppa's school ignores age completely. Peppa's class makes no sense. George and Richard are toddlers who still carry toys everywhere. Then there's Edmund Elephant, a literal genius who talks like a science professor. And yet, they're all in the same classroom, learning the same stuff. No different grades, no younger class. Just one group where babies, 4-year-olds, and kid Einsteins all sit in a circle and pretend it works. Is Madame Gazelle just too tired to split them up? Or is this some kind of weird one-room schoolhouse system? Either way, it's not education. It's educational chaos. And somehow, everyone just accepts it. 17. Gerald Giraffe breaks the system. In Peppa's world, all the kids are the same size. Elephants, pigs, zebras. It doesn't matter what species they are. They're all cartoon-sized for easy friendship. Then Gerald Giraffe shows up and ruins everything. He's way taller than everyone. And the only explanation is, he's a giraffe. That's it. No one questions it. But why don't Edmund and Emily Elephant tower over the class too? They're elephants. If Gerald gets special height treatment, then the rules clearly don't apply to everyone. Either the giraffes bribed the animators, or Gerald is some kind of glitch that slipped past quality control. 18. The school roof was never meant to be fixed. Every time the school roof starts leaking, Madame Gazelle calls for another fundraiser. Cake stalls, family fun runs, talent shows. Parents put in all the effort, and yet, somehow, the roof never actually gets fixed. It just keeps leaking, over and over again. So where's the money going? Is it lost in paperwork? Is someone secretly pocketing it? Has anyone even hired a real builder? Or are they just patching it with glue and hope? At this point, the leaky roof feels like a running joke. or maybe a distraction to keep the grown-ups busy. It's become part of the school's charm, or curse. One thing's for sure, this roof has outlasted logic, budgets, and even Peppa's eternal age, 19. Mr. Fox is a criminal and a guest. In Peppa's world, Mr. Fox is both a shopkeeper and, surprise, a wanted man. There are mugshots of him on the police station board, plain as day, yet somehow nobody cares. He still sells things, shows up at school fairs, and chats with the other parents like nothing's wrong. It's like the town knows he's shady, but just politely ignores it. Maybe he's too charming to arrest. Or maybe Peppa's town has its own rules, where petty crime is forgiven as long as you bring snacks. Either way, Mr. Fox is living proof that charm can beat background checks. 20. Mr. Wolf might be eyeing the menu. Mr. Wolf gives off some seriously strange vibes. He's always saying he's hungry, especially when Daddy Pig is nearby. That wouldn't be so odd if he didn't grin while staring at him like he's imagining dinner. The show even drops a clear reference to Little Red Riding Hood, where the big bad wolf eats grandma. Sure, they play it as a silly joke, but let's be real, it's creepy. Everyone else in Peppa's world has moved on from wild instincts. They eat cookies, not each other. But Mr. Wolf, he still talks like he's waiting for a meat course. If one day Daddy Pig doesn't come back from a playdate, just check Mr. Wolf's house. He might be full, not sorry. 21. Laughter causes sudden collapse. In Peppa's world, one joke is all it takes for everyone to fall flat on the ground, giggling like they've lost control of their bodies. It's not just one or two. It's everyone, every time. They laugh standing sometimes, so clearly they can stay up. But once a punchline hits, they all just drop. Synchronized laughter collapse? Some kind of built-in animal reflex? Maybe it's a town-wide balance disorder no one's talking about. Or maybe it's a glitch in their universe, like their bodies crash when emotions hit max level. Funny on the outside, deeply disturbing when you really think about it. 22. The vegetables are telling kids to eat them. Mr. Potato and his veggie pals are alive, talking, and even host TV shows. They have faces, feelings, and fans. But here's the weird part. They keep encouraging kids to eat vegetables, including potatoes. So, they're promoting their own kind getting cooked and eaten. Imagine Daddy Pig telling kids to eat bacon. That would be horrifying, right? But somehow, it's fine when a cheerful carrot waves and says, "Eat your greens." Either these veggies are extremely selfless, or something darker is going on. Maybe they're trapped in a cycle where they have to support their own doom. That's twisted. 23. The barbecues are deeply disturbing. Peppa's world is full of friendly herbivores. Pigs, bulls, rabbits, all smiling while flipping burgers at weekend barbecues. But no one ever says what's on the grill. If it's pork or beef, that's straight up horror movie stuff. If it's grilled veggies, then Mr. Potato's relatives are the ones being served. Either way, someone's getting roasted, and everyone's pretending it's normal. Daddy Pig laughing while possibly grilling distant cousins is the kind of detail the show just skips over. These happy cookouts aren't cheerful. They're silent nightmares with picnic tables. Behind every yum is an uncomfortable truth nobody wants to season. Well, that was a lot. Peppa's world looks cheerful on the outside, but now we know it's packed with bizarre mysteries. Which one messed with your brain the most, and did we miss any? Hit like if your childhood feels slightly less innocent now, and leave your wildest theory below. For a preschool cartoon, Peppa Pig has way too many plot holes, missing people, and signs of something much darker happening off-screen. 1. Teddy might be haunted, and Peppa doesn't even know it. There's something deeply strange about Peppa's favorite toy. Teddy seems like a normal stuffed animal, but the way Peppa treats it tells a different story. She constantly talks about what Teddy thinks or feels, like it has its own mind. Even more unsettling, the toy's gender keeps changing. Sometimes Peppa calls Teddy a girl, other times a boy, and no one ever questions it. On top of that, Teddy goes missing far too often, showing up in bizarre places as if it walked off by itself. Some fans believe Teddy might be haunted, not by one ghost, but by two. If that's true, Peppa isn't just cuddling a toy. She's living with a spirit. 2. Super Potato is not from this world. Super Potato isn't just a talking vegetable. He can fly through the sky, lift things no vegetable should touch, and never seems to rot. None of this is explained in the show. Then comes the film Vegetables from Space, where he fights aliens that look a lot like himself. That feels a little too close to home. Maybe it's not just a movie, maybe it's his past. What if Super Potato crash-landed on Earth and got turned into a celebrity to keep him busy and distracted? He smiles on screen, but you can't help wondering if he's screaming inside. After all, nobody ever asked him if he even wanted to be eaten. 3. Aunt Dottie doesn't belong in the pig family. Something feels off about Aunt Dottie, and it's not just her fashion. For starters, every character in Peppa's world has an animal in their name. Pig, dog, rabbit. But Dottie is just Dottie. No animal, no explanation. She vanished for 2 decades, showing up only through random gifts sent from who knows where. One of those gifts was a ride-on toy horse with no brakes, sent to 2 toddlers who live in a town full of cliffs and steep hills. That's not just careless. It's suspicious. Some fans believe she's not a real relative. Maybe she was adopted or worse, placed there on purpose. Whatever the truth is, she doesn't quite fit, and maybe that's the point. 4. Peppa's family might be the final pigs alive. In Peppa's world, every animal group seems to have a full community. Rabbits, elephants, zebras, you name it. But when it comes to pigs, it's just Peppa's family. That's it. No random pig neighbors, no pig classmates, no distant pig cousins from abroad. It's always the same small bunch. Peppa, George, their parents, and a couple of relatives who pop in now and then. The rest, gone. Some fans think Peppa's family might be the last surviving pigs on Earth, quietly going extinct while everyone else moves on. If true, the show isn't just cute, it's post-apocalyptic. Peppa isn't just jumping in puddles. She's carrying the entire species on her tiny, muddy shoulders. 5. Miss Rabbit might be watching Peppa for the Queen. Miss Rabbit isn't just busy. She's too busy. She drives helicopters, flies planes, runs shops, teaches ballet, operates rescue gear, and somehow still finds time to sell ice cream. She's not just doing jobs, she's always exactly where Peppa's family goes. Every trip, every event, every vacation, it's like she's following them. And in the episode with the Queen, Miss Rabbit acts strangely familiar with royalty, almost like they've worked together before. Some fans think her endless work is just a cover. She's not a multitasker, she's a royal agent. And her real job is to keep tabs on Peppa's family for reasons we're not supposed to know. 6. Peppa's world has no teenagers, and that's not normal. Something about Peppa's town feels strangely empty. You've got young children running around, and you've got fully grown adults raising families, but there's a huge age gap in the middle. No teens, no high schoolers, no awkward in-between years. The only older kid we've ever seen is Cousin Chloe, and even she barely exists. It's like the second you pass age 7, you either disappear or instantly become a parent with a job and mortgage. This doesn't feel like a normal town. It feels controlled, like someone planned it that way. Maybe teens aren't allowed to exist, or maybe something happens to them before they grow up and nobody's talking about it. 7. The narrator might be controlling everything.
It is raining today, so Peppa and George cannot play outside.
In Peppa Pig, the narrator isn't just telling the story, he seems to know things he shouldn't. He describes what the characters are doing, what they're thinking, and even what's about to happen before it does. Sometimes, he laughs when something bad is coming, almost like he enjoys it. He doesn't interact with the characters, but he speaks with full authority, like he's watching them from somewhere above. Fans have started wondering if he's more than a voice. Maybe he's a godlike figure, or some kind of artificial intelligence running the whole simulation. 8. Peppa's adults seem to lose their names with age. In Peppa's world, childhood comes with a name. Peppa, Susie, Danny, they all get one. But as soon as a character becomes a parent, their real name disappears. Everyone turns into Mummy or Daddy, followed by their species. It's not just a nickname, it's all they're ever called. We never hear their actual names, not even from close friends or spouses. It's like their past lives were erased the moment they had kids. Maybe it's just how the show works, or maybe it's something darker. Maybe the adults don't remember who they were. In this world, growing up might mean more than just getting older. It might mean giving up your entire identity. 9. Madame Gazelle has been alive for centuries. Madame Gazelle has taught generations of children, but somehow never changes. She looks exactly the same in every photo, even ones from over 100 years ago. In her house, there's a giant old tree that she says she's had since it was tiny. She casually talks about the olden days like she actually lived through them. And in one Halloween episode, the mirror shows no reflection, not a trick, a full-on vampire clue. She also keeps bats around like they're roommates, not pets. The kids just see her as a nice teacher, but she might be something much older and much stranger than anyone in Peppa's town is ready to admit. 10. Daddy Pig's parents have vanished without a trace. Every time we visit Peppa's grandparents, it's always the same pair, Granny and Grandpa Pig, who are clearly Mummy Pig's parents. They host the family, tell stories, and show up in old photos. But when it comes to Daddy Pig's side, the silence is loud. His parents have never been shown, never been named, and never even come up in conversation. There are no flashbacks, no framed pictures, and not a single word about them from Daddy Pig or Uncle Pig. It's as if they were wiped out of existence on purpose. Either something terrible happened, or someone doesn't want their memory kept alive. Whatever it is, the truth has been buried deep. 11th, George might not be a pig by birth. Almost every child in Peppa's world follows the same strange rule. Their first and last names always start with the same letter. Peppa Pig, Danny Dog, Susie Sheep, Rebecca Rabbit. It's a pattern so consistent that it feels more like a rule than a coincidence. But then there's George. His name doesn't match. He's not Gary or Gavin or even Greg. He's just George. And that small detail has made some fans suspicious. Maybe he wasn't born into the pig family at all. Maybe he was adopted and given their last name later. It wouldn't change how much they love him, but it might explain why his name breaks the system. 12. Peppa's height rules are completely broken. In Peppa's world, Gerald Giraffe towers over everyone. And the reason he gives is simple. He's a giraffe. That explanation sounds fine until you look around and realize nothing else follows that logic. Elephants are massive in real life, but Emily Elephant is the same size as Peppa. Mr. Bull should be enormous, but he blends right in with the rest of the grown-ups. Even crocodiles and lions stay oddly average. Somehow, only giraffes get special treatment when it comes to height. Was this a design error, or is something else going on? Either way, the size rules in this universe are all over the place, and Gerald might be the glitch that exposes everything. 13. The only humans left might be spying on the animals. In a world full of talking animals and singing vegetables, the last thing you'd expect to see is a real human. But Peppa's universe has a few. The Queen shows up in her castle, like royalty still runs everything. A pirate appears for no reason and vanishes just as fast. And Santa? He's somehow still around too. None of them live in town or blend in. They just appear, give orders or gifts, and leave. Some fans believe these humans didn't survive by accident. They're not just guests, they're observers, maybe even spies, sent to monitor this new animal-run society. If that's true, Peppa's town isn't just weird, it's under surveillance. 14. The vegetables are secretly promoting cannibalism. Mr. Potato smiles on stage, waves at the children, and reminds everyone to eat their vegetables. But there's one small problem. He is a vegetable. So are the carrots, lettuces, and other produce characters that appear on his show. When Mr. Potato tells kids to eat salad, he's basically encouraging them to eat his own kind. That's like Daddy Pig hosting a cooking show about pork ribs. The kids don't question it, but the message is strange and, honestly, a little disturbing. Either these veggies don't realize what they're saying, or they do, and they're sacrificing themselves for the greater good. Either way, someone needs to get them off the screen before dinner. 15. Mr. Fox might be running the town's black market. At first glance, Mr. Fox just seems like a clever salesman. He always has exactly what people need, no matter how random or rare. From musical instruments to old tools, his shop is packed with oddly specific items that magically appear right when someone is looking for them. In one episode, Grandpa Pig's metal detector goes missing, then suddenly shows up for sale in Mr. Fox's shop. He claims it's a coincidence, but that's hard to believe. We never see him sourcing items, making deals, or restocking inventory. Some fans think he's quietly collecting lost or stolen goods and reselling them to the original owners for profit. Others believe he's part of a larger underground trade system, possibly run by the predators. Either way, Mr. Fox's business isn't just shady. It might be a key piece in a much bigger and darker economy. 16. The police might be helping criminals on purpose. In Peppa's world, the police are friendly, cheerful, and completely useless. In one episode, they find stolen pirate treasure. Instead of arresting the thief, they give it right back to him and laugh like it's a joke. That's not law enforcement. That's something else entirely. It's almost like they knew the pirate and didn't want to get him in trouble. Some fans think they're not just clueless. They're corrupt. Maybe they're getting paid in gold coins or favors, or maybe they just don't care. Whatever the reason, justice in Peppa's town is clearly broken. If the police won't stop thieves, then who will? Certainly not Mr. Fox. He's probably in on it. 17. Something is very wrong with Peppa's school system. George is only 2 years old, but somehow he's in the exact same class as his older sister Peppa, who is 4. That might seem cute at first, until you realize it makes absolutely no sense. He's barely out of diapers, yet he's learning the same things, in the same room, with kids twice his age. There are 2 possible explanations, and neither one is comforting. Either George is secretly a child genius who skipped grades, or Peppa has been held back and nobody wants to say it out loud. Both options raise questions about how this school even works. Someone in that classroom doesn't belong there, and the teachers clearly aren't paying attention. 18. The predators are pretending to play nice. Peppa's world may look peaceful, but some of its residents have instincts that are anything but friendly. Mr. Lion works at the zoo. Mr. Crocodile handles guests. Mr. Wolf drops in for playdates. All three are real predators. Yet, everyone acts like they're just regular neighbors. No one ever asks what they eat. Are they on a strict veggie diet? Or are they secretly snacking on off-screen characters? Prey animals like sheep, rabbits, and pigs should be terrified, but they treat these predators like pals. Maybe they've been trained to hide their hunger, or maybe they're just waiting. In a town full of prey, pretending to be polite might be the smartest hunting strategy of all. 19. Peppa's world might be Earth after the end. Peppa's town may look bright and cheerful, but the details don't add up. Humans no longer exist, except for the Queen, a pirate, and Santa, who appear more like myths than real people. The animals live in houses, drive cars, and follow human traditions. Yet, there's no mention of how or why they took over. All the homes sit on tall hills, which has led some fans to believe a massive flood reshaped the Earth, wiping out most of humanity. Others think it was a nuclear event, and the animals mutated with speech and higher intelligence. The silence around history is deafening. No one talks about the past, maybe because Peppa's world is built on the ruins of ours, and everyone's just pretending that nothing happened. 20. Peppa's famous laughter might be a side effect. Every episode of Peppa Pig ends the same strange way. The characters laugh and suddenly fall flat on the ground. It looks like innocent fun until you realize it happens every single time, no matter what the situation is. No one ever stays standing. Some fans believe this isn't just a running gag, it might be something much darker. What if the laughter isn't natural? What if it's a symptom of a condition none of them know they have? After all, these animals aren't normal. They talk, drive cars, and live like people. Maybe their evolution came with a price. Maybe the laughing fits are signs of something seriously wrong in their DNA. 21st. Peppa's zoo might be a prison for the unevolved. At first glance, the zoo in Peppa Pig looks like any other. Penguins, turtles, and parrots in cages, while children visit and giggle. But there's something strange about it once you realize how Peppa's world actually works. Most animals in her town talk, drive cars, and have jobs. They live like humans, but the ones in the zoo don't speak at all. They act like regular animals, and no one treats that as odd. So why are these creatures locked away? Some fans believe the zoo isn't really a zoo. It's a holding center for those who didn't evolve. Whether it's a sanctuary or an asylum, one thing's clear. Not everyone was invited into Peppa's society. We came for the laughs, but uncovered a post-apocalyptic animal empire with memory loss, secret agents, and maybe even vampires. Would you survive in Peppa's world or end up in the zoo? Subscribe for more creepy cartoon deep dives. You've watched Peppa laugh, jump, and play. Now it's time to see what's really been hiding in plain sight. Is Mummy Pig cheating on Daddy Pig? In the Valentine's Day episode, Daddy Pig lovingly hands Mummy Pig a sweet card. But when he asks where his card is, she casually replies that she already gave it to Mr. Zebra.
Do you have a card for Daddy?
Oh, I gave it to Mr. Zebra the postman.
You gave a Valentine's card to Mr. Zebra the postman?
Yes, he'll deliver it with the post today.
Oh, I see.
That's when the moment starts to feel strange. Instead of handing the card to Daddy Pig directly, she chose to send it through the postman. Her voice quickens as she explains it was meant to be a surprise, but something about her tone feels rehearsed. The way Daddy Pig stares at her shows he's just as puzzled as we are. Was it truly a thoughtful gesture, or something she didn't want him to see too closely? Why does Tiddles keep escaping? For over 400 episodes, Tiddles the tortoise has baffled fans and characters alike. Time and time again, he sneaks away from Dr. Hamster's care. It's not just that he wanders off, he actively makes a break for it, climbing trees, which is a bit odd for a tortoise. But why? Dr. Hamster is supposed to be taking care of him, yet Tiddles keeps escaping, each time more mysterious than the last. Some fans suggest that maybe Dr. Hamster isn't up to the job, while others wonder if Tiddles is after something hidden in the branches above. What's driving this tortoise to escape, and why can't anyone catch him? Is the zoo a prison? When Madame Gazelle takes the kids on a zoo trip, it starts like any other outing, but things take a strange turn when she spots Mr. Lion. She immediately panics, thinking he's escaped.
Wild animals will be safely behind fences. A lion has escaped!
But there's one big problem. Mr. Lion works at the zoo. Why did she expect him to be locked up? This confusing moment makes us wonder, is the zoo actually more like a prison? We know animals like Mr. Lion, Mr. Crocodile, and Mr. Giraffe live normal lives with jobs and families. Yet, Madame Gazelle's reaction raises a big question. Are some animals treated like prisoners even when they seem to live freely? Could there be more to this zoo than we realize? How old is Edmund Elephant? Edmund Elephant always surprises us with his knowledge. At just 2 years old, he's teaching his friends about the solar system while George is still mastering potty training. It's clear that Edmund's mind works at a level way beyond his age. But here's the thing, why is he so smart for a toddler? Some fans have started to wonder if Edmund is actually older than he looks, maybe even the same age as his older sister Emily. There's even a theory that he might have dwarfism, explaining his small size and advanced intellect. If that's true, could there be more to Edmund's story than we've realized? What's cooking at the BBQ? In the fire engine episode, Daddy Pig and his soccer team are having a barbecue. But here's the twist. Some of the animals at the grill are herbivores, like the zebra, rabbit, and pony. Right next to them, though, are Mr. Bull and Mr. Pig, animals we often associate with meat at a barbecue. So, what exactly are they cooking? With a mix of herbivores and those who are traditionally eaten at barbecues, it's hard not to wonder. Are they grilling up vegetables? Maybe some tofu? Or is this one of those questions that the show prefers to leave hanging? Is Teddy controlling Peppa? Peppa's stuffed bear Teddy might look like a simple toy, but there's a strange theory floating around. It could be controlling Peppa's every move. Fans have noticed odd moments that seem to hint at something sinister. In the doll hospital, Peppa insists Teddy can talk, even though no one else hears it. She says it wants to roll in the mud, and she won't let anyone change its voice.
That isn't how Teddy talks.
I'm so happy. I want to play.
That's not Teddy.
Is Peppa just imagining things? Or is Teddy speaking to her in a way no one else understands? Then, there's the mystery on their trip to Italy. Peppa keeps forgetting Teddy, but it always finds its way back. Is it just a coincidence? Or is Teddy secretly guiding her? Where does the milk come from? In Peppa Pig, characters love their cheese, pancakes, and glasses of milk. But there's one odd detail that raises a troubling question. Where is all this milk coming from? In the pancakes episode, Mummy Pig pours milk into the batter. In the Stars episode, the family enjoys milk. And in the cafe episode, Peppa piles cheese onto her sandwich. But here's the catch. Cows in Peppa's world aren't just animals. They walk, talk, and live like people. So, if milk is being served, does that mean Miss Cow is selling it? Or could it be something even more unsettling? Maybe it's her milk. How is that even possible? In a world like Peppa's, was Grandpa Pig a pirate? In Peppa Pig, pirates are known for having parrots. And Pirate, naturally, has one. But here's the twist. Grandpa Pig also owns a parrot, Polly. Now, Grandpa Pig is a retired sailor, but sailors typically don't keep parrots. Pirates, however, are a different story. So, could Grandpa Pig be hiding a pirate past? He lives in a quiet spot, far from the hustle and bustle of cities, and has a parrot, a symbol usually linked to pirates. Could Polly be a clue to a secret life? Or maybe it's just a silly coincidence that no one ever questioned? What if Grandpa Pig's story isn't what we think? Why did Captain Dog quit sailing? Captain Dog, Danny's dad, is a retired sailor. But there's something strange about his decision to leave the sea behind. In Danny's room, he makes it clear he'll never return.
They're over. Now I'm back home and I'll never sail the sea again.
But what happened to make him so certain? In one episode, a massive sea monster appears, hinting at something much darker. Captain Dog once searched for these very monsters. So what if he actually found one? Could he have had a terrifying encounter and barely escaped with his life, leaving him too afraid to set sail again? And here's the big question. If sea monsters are real, do other sailors like Grandpa Pig and Grandpa Rabbit know the truth? What if they've seen things they're too scared to talk about? Could it be that they've been keeping secrets all along? What's Grampy Rabbit hiding? Grampy Rabbit is full of wild stories and boundless energy, but there's something odd about him. He owns advanced technology like submarines, rockets, and flying boats. These aren't toys. They belong to spies or top scientists. So why does he have them? Even stranger, Edmund is the only character who seems to understand Grampy Rabbit's inventions. Could this be because he's had access to the same technology before? Some fans think Grampy Rabbit and Edmund were once partners in a secret project, one that went wrong. Maybe an experiment turned Edmund into a child. Is Grampy Rabbit hiding something big? And when he casually talks about sending Edmund to space, Is there more to it than just a joke? What's really going on? Are there two types of animals in Peppa's world? Peppa and George love drawing, and their bedroom walls are covered in their colorful creations. In Stars, we get a glimpse of some of their art. A fairy, a giraffe, a cat, and an elephant. But one of the drawings stands out. The elephant looks completely different from Edmund Elephant and his family. Instead of standing on two legs and wearing clothes, this one walks on four legs like a regular animal. The same goes for the giraffe and the cat. Could this mean there are two types of animals in Peppa's world? Those who live like humans and others who behave like normal animals? Why does George only say dinosaur?
Dinosaur.
George, Peppa's younger brother, hardly ever speaks. When he does, it's usually just one word. Dinosaur. It seems like a quirky part of his character. But have you ever wondered why? George understands everything happening around him, yet his focus is always on dinosaurs. Interestingly, many people on the autism spectrum develop strong interests in one specific thing, dinosaurs being one of the most common. Could this be a subtle hint from the show's creators? Maybe they didn't want to make it obvious to keep the show simple for kids, but if it's true, it adds a deeper layer, showing how Peppa's family embraces George just as he is. Why is this detail never mentioned? Is Miss Rabbit secretly watching everyone? Miss Rabbit seems to do it all in Peppa Pig, from driving buses to managing a rescue service.
Miss Rabbit to the rescue!
Whoa!
But there's something more suspicious going on. Have you noticed that every episode begins with a shot of the town, zooming in like someone's watching? The characters never acknowledge the camera, as if they're unaware they're being filmed. And who controls the town's TV antennas? Miss Rabbit. Could she be secretly recording everything? Is she running a hidden operation behind the scenes, turning the town into an unwitting reality show? Is Mr. Fox hiding a dark secret? Mr. Fox always seems to appear exactly when needed, but his timing is too perfect. In one episode, Grandpa Pig talks about nocturnal animals, and moments later, Mr. Fox shows up out of nowhere.
Like my chickens, and some animals eat at night. Like, Mr. Fox.
Hello, Grandpa Pig. Putting your chickens to bed, are you?
Foxes are known for sneaking around at night, so what was Mr. Fox really doing there? Was he just passing by? Or was there something more going on? Then, there's the mysterious poster with fox symbols outside the police station. Could Mr. Fox be hiding something? Maybe even on the run? And what about Freddy Fox? Will he end up arresting his own father one day? Could Mr. Fox be more than just a regular shopkeeper? What's Mr. Wolf really hungry for? Mr. Wolf's obsession with food might seem harmless at first, but there's something unsettling about it. He constantly talks about eating, especially when he's alone with Daddy Pig. Could his hunger be hiding something more sinister? In the episode 3 Bowls of Porridge, Mr. Wolf comes across as friendly, looking for a meal. But later, after leaving Grandma Pig's house, things get a little strange. His constant cravings seem more than just casual chatter. It could be a joke, or maybe there's something darker lurking beneath.
I'm just round for something to eat. Your granny has made a lovely lunch.
Yes, I've made a lovely lunch and it's...
Does Mr. Wolf's appetite point to a secret he's hiding? What's he really after? Where did Claire Cow go? Claire Cow is a mystery in Peppa's world. She's the daughter of Mrs. Cow, but strangely, no one ever talks about her. Although she appears with Mrs. Cow, and even Mr. Bull at times, she's absent when it matters. Claire isn't seen at school events, her mother's wedding, or even when the kids go dress shopping. Even more baffling, Claire is often in the background, but when important moments come up, she disappears. Why is she left out of key moments? Is she just forgotten? Or is there something more to her disappearance? Did she run in on Mr. Wolf? Is George adopted? In Peppa Pig, names usually follow a simple rule. Characters have names that match their species, like Danny Dog or Rebecca Rabbit, but George's name doesn't fit. Why wasn't he named something like Peter or Patrick, following the P pattern? Some fans believe George might have been adopted. Maybe he already had a name when he joined the family, which could explain the mismatch. In one episode, his full name appears as George Pig, but could this just be an assumption made by Edmund's family? Peppa's cousins also don't follow the naming rule. So, could George's name be a deeper mystery? What happened to Madame Gazelle's husband? Madame Gazelle's tilted house hides more than just an odd angle. On her wall, there's a black and white photo of a male gazelle, raising an unsettling question. Could this be her husband? If so, why is he never mentioned? Some believe Madame Gazelle might be a vampire, which raises another mystery.
Come in!
Whoa!
Your hallway is a big slide, Madame Gazelle.
Was her husband one too? If he was, what happened to him? Did he leave after centuries of life? Or is there a darker truth behind his disappearance? Madame Gazelle's past remains shrouded in mystery, but one thing is clear. This photo could be hiding a much deeper secret. What happened to him? Who is Aunt Dottie? Aunt Dottie has always been a mystery. No visits, no calls, just unexpected gifts for Peppa and George. But one Thanksgiving, she shows up uninvited, and everything about her feels wrong. Her name stands out. It's the only one in the family without an animal reference. Some wonder if she was adopted, or if she's even really a pig at all. She shares some traits with Daddy Pig and Auntie Pig, but no one knows much else about her. Why has she been absent for so long? Why has she stayed away all this time? And what's her real story? Could she be hiding a bigger secret? What's the truth behind Auntie Pig's smile? Auntie Pig always looks perfect. Polka dots, sweet voice, and a smile that never fades.
This is baby Alexander's bedroom.
But could this flawless image be hiding something? She's one of the few adults who wear polka dots, the other being Aunt Dottie. The strange part? When Aunt Dottie returned after years of absence, Auntie Pig was mysteriously absent. Some think they were once close, even childhood friends. What if Auntie Pig took Uncle Pig from Aunt Dottie? Could the smile hide a painful past? One Auntie Pig is still trying to forget? What's Grandma Pig hiding? Grandma Pig's sweet, calm life seems far from wild, but there's more to her past than meets the eye. Before she settled with Grandpa Pig, she was part of a rough biker gang. The leather jackets, the bike, it's all part of her forgotten life. But those hats she always wears, they're hiding something. Grandma has a collection of old biker jackets locked away in the attic. Grandpa Pig thinks they're just junk, but she won't let him throw them away. Why? Is she trying to bury her past? Or is Grandma Pig still holding on to the secrets of her biker days? Why does baby Alexander cry so much? Baby Alexander, the youngest member of the family, is always seen crying. But what's causing all the tears? Some think he's reacting to things others can't see. Maybe there are things lurking around him, like ghosts or strange sounds that only he notices. He's upset, but no one understands why. Could it be that he's uncomfortable or in pain but can't express it? Maybe Auntie Pig isn't taking care of him properly. And then there's the strange detail. Baby Alexander is always barefoot. Why doesn't he wear shoes like everyone else? Is there something more troubling beneath his constant crying? Is Mr. Potato promoting cannibalism? Mr. Potato is one of the oddest characters in Peppa Pig. He's a giant talking vegetable who runs a fitness show, urging everyone to eat more fruits and veggies.
Remember, eating fruit and vegetables helps you stay fit.
But here's the catch. He's a vegetable himself. So, why is he promoting eating his own kind? Things get even stranger when you meet his family. Miss Carrot, Blueberry, and Sprout. Do they just accept the fact that Mr. Potato encourages eating vegetables? Or is it something more? Is Mr. Potato an actual vegetable, a costumed animal, or something else entirely? Could this be the most puzzling character in the show? We've peeled back the layers, and it's not all sunshine and muddy puddles. What if Peppa Pig was never meant to be lighthearted? Hit like and tell us what mystery you want cracked next, because the clues keep piling up and the truth gets weirder. What if I told you that Peppa Pig isn't just a cartoon, but a secret reality show directed by the most unexpected villain? Miss Rabbit won the day. Miss Rabbit secretly created the Peppa Pig show. There's a moment in TV land that changes everything. Peppa walks into a studio, says a few lines on camera, and laughs with her family. That same clip shows up at the start of every single episode. The sky and grass we always see are just painted backdrops. The weird part is, that scene wasn't played for fun. It was filmed by Miss Rabbit and then reused hundreds of times. That means what we're watching might not be real life at all. It could be a show inside the show. A secret project Miss Rabbit started that day. Peppa thought she was just playing, but maybe that was the exact moment her whole life became scripted, and she never found out. 2. Everyone's being filmed without knowing it. There's something strange about how Peppa Pig episodes start. The camera always zooms in slowly from outside a house, straight through a window. It's easy to ignore until you think about what that actually means. Who's filming through people's windows? And why does no one notice? This isn't just a cute animation style. It looks more like surveillance, like someone spying. The theory says Miss Rabbit is behind it, filming the town in secret and turning their lives into entertainment. None of the characters ever act like they know they're being watched. That's the creepy part. They're living normal lives while someone, probably wearing a headset and holding a clipboard, is hiding outside their homes with a camera. 3. Miss Rabbit doesn't have 100 jobs. She's just faking it. For years, we thought Miss Rabbit was just busy. She drives buses, flies helicopters, runs shops, fixes teeth, delivers mail, rescues people, sells ice cream, and still finds time to attend local fairs. But let's be honest, that's not multitasking, that's suspicious. The truth is, she isn't doing all those jobs because she's hardworking. She's doing them because she's in charge of the entire show. She's the director, the producer, maybe even the editor. Instead of hiring real workers, she just plays every part herself and hopes no one notices. And guess what? No one does. The townsfolk are too distracted by muddy puddles to question why their nurse is also their train conductor. It's not talent, it's a cover-up. 4. Why Miss Rabbit airs the show everywhere except Peppa's Town.
Lights, camera, and action!
You might wonder how no one in Peppa's world knows they're famous. How are they being filmed every day but never realize it? The answer is simple and kind of evil. Miss Rabbit doesn't broadcast the show in their own town. Everyone else in the world gets to watch Peppa and her friends live their lives, but the actual stars of the show, they've never seen a single episode. No reruns, no theme song, no suspicious merch at the local store. It's like the Truman Show with muddy puddles. Miss Rabbit controls the signal. She keeps the truth hidden by making sure the one place that really matters, the town itself, stays in the dark. And so far, it's worked. 5. The Super Potato Show was a test run. Before Peppa became the star, there was Super Potato. His show played the exact same thing every day, at the same time, with the same lines. Sounds boring, right? Not to Miss Rabbit. To her, it was the perfect test. She wanted to see how far repetition could go before people noticed or stopped caring, and it worked. Mummy Pig knew the entire theme song without even trying. She wasn't learning it. She was being programmed. The show wasn't entertainment. It was a brain experiment. Super Potato wasn't the hero. He was the bait. And once Miss Rabbit saw how well it worked, she moved on to something bigger. She gave the same treatment to Peppa, just with better marketing. 6. Miss Rabbit admits the whole plan out loud. Miss Rabbit didn't hide her plan. She said it out loud, in front of everyone. While filming Peppa at the studio, she casually drops the line, "You'll be on TV every day, hundreds and hundreds of times."
You can be on TV every day, hundreds and hundreds of times.
Most people thought she was just being silly, but if you really think about it, that wasn't a joke. That was her full-blown confession. Right there. No mystery, no code. She told Peppa her life would be broadcast daily. And guess what? It was. That episode might have been day 1 of the whole series. Miss Rabbit started filming and never stopped. She didn't even try to be sneaky. She just hoped the others were too distracted by talking vegetables to realize what she'd done. 7. She's a master of psychological manipulation. Miss Rabbit isn't just running cameras, she's running people. In TV land, Mummy Pig starts singing the Super Potato song without even knowing how she learned it. Same thing happens with Mummy Sheep. That's not a memory, that's conditioning. Miss Rabbit understands something most people ignore. If you repeat something enough times on TV, it sticks in your head like glue. And she uses that trick constantly. Songs, catchphrases, routines, it's all part of the setup. She doesn't need scripts or orders. She just plays the same things over and over until the town acts how she wants. It's not magic, it's a mind game. And clearly, it works, because everyone's walking around like everything's fine, while she's the one holding the remote. 8. The queen who rewards Miss Rabbit might be fake. At one point, Miss Rabbit gets a shiny medal from the queen herself. A big honor, right? Well, don't be so sure. There's a theory that the queen wasn't real at all. Just another actor hired by Miss Rabbit to make her look important. Think about it. If she's already running a secret TV empire, why wouldn't she fake some royal praise too? It's the perfect PR stunt. 1 crown, 1 medal, and suddenly everyone sees her as a national treasure instead of the shady mastermind she really is. In a world where Peppa's life is secretly filmed, it wouldn't be shocking if Buckingham Palace turned out to be just another studio set. Miss Rabbit plays dirty, even with tiaras. 9. Super Potato and Mr. Potato are the same actor. Super Potato and Mr. Potato seem like 2 different vegetables. One flies, the other just rolls around giving health tips. But in TV land, Super Potato is seen reading a script and testing his voice. Clear proof he's just an actor. That means the cape, the flying, the hero voice, it's all fake. And here's where it gets weird. Mr. Potato and Super Potato might actually be the same guy playing 2 parts. One veggie, double salary. It's classic TV trickery. The powers, just camera effects. The hero act, total fiction. And guess who's directing all of it? Miss Rabbit. She's not just filming her town, she's building illusions, right down to the produce aisle. The vegetables are in on it. 2. 10. There's a 3rd rabbit sister who works in secret. Everyone knows Miss Rabbit and Mummy Rabbit. But there's one more sister the show never officially explains. She pops up in random places. On the moon, in France, even running a shop next to the Eiffel Tower. Sometimes she says she's not Miss Rabbit, which is suspicious on its own. Why deny it unless she has something to hide? The theory says she's the 3rd rabbit sister, working quietly behind the scenes to keep Miss Rabbit's twisted TV empire running. Maybe she handles the filming. Maybe she's editing the footage. Maybe she's just keeping Peppa from finding out. One thing's clear. This rabbit avoids attention like it's her full-time job, which, let's be honest, it probably is. Someone has to keep the cameras rolling. 11th, a moon shop with no customers. Why? In the Golden Boots episode, Peppa finds a shop on the actual moon. And guess who's behind the counter? Miss Rabbit. Or someone who looks exactly like her. Now think about it. Who opens a store in outer space, where there are 0 customers, no neighbors, and not even oxygen? No one opens a business there unless the business is fake. This shop isn't for selling things. It's a perfect hiding spot. A quiet little outpost to spy on space missions, control cameras, or maybe store footage that can't be traced back to Earth. It's not retail, it's cover-up. The only thing being sold up there is the illusion that Miss Rabbit isn't watching every move, even on the moon. 12th, the Mademoiselle Léon conspiracy. When Peppa visits France, she meets someone who looks exactly like Miss Rabbit, but this one insists her name is Mademoiselle Léon.
You had a job here, Miss Rabbit.
Excusez-moi, I am not this Miss Rabbit. I am Mademoiselle Lapin.
Seems innocent until you realize Léon literally means rabbit in French. So either this is the biggest coincidence in cartoon history, or Miss Rabbit just gave herself a French stage name and hoped no one would notice. The ears are the same, the voice is the same, the job-hopping habit still there. This isn't a different character. It's the same rabbit, working undercover. Maybe she's keeping an eye on international Peppa fans, or running the French branch of her secret show. Whatever the reason, one thing's clear. Miss Rabbit has gone global, and she's not using passports, just aliases. 13. There's a Miss Rabbit in every city. Why? When Peppa travels to America, she bumps into a Miss Rabbit at the airport, then another driving a taxi, then one flying a helicopter. At this point, even Peppa's confused, and she's told something wild. There's a Miss Rabbit in every city. Every single one. That's not a fun fact, that's a red flag. Either Miss Rabbit has a secret army of identical sisters, or she's cloning herself to keep the show running worldwide. It makes sense. If she's running a hidden TV empire, she'd need someone in every location to film, manage, and spy. Whether it's sisters, clones, or time travel, we may never know. But one thing's certain, wherever Peppa goes, Miss Rabbit is already there with camera. 14. Why Miss Rabbit's jobs are a cover. Miss Rabbit seems like the busiest creature in the world. One minute, she's flying a rescue helicopter. The next, she's scanning carrots at the grocery store. It looks like dedication, but it might be something else entirely. Her endless list of jobs isn't about helping the town, it's about hiding in plain sight. By showing up everywhere, she makes sure no one ever questions what she's really doing. It's a classic misdirection. While everyone's impressed with her hard work, she's actually running the show behind the scenes. Literally, the cameras, the editing, the broadcast, all under her control. The townsfolk think she's overworked, but in reality, she's over-involved and no one suspects a thing because she never stops moving. 15. The pirate connection to Grandpa Pig. There's a theory that flips everything upside down. What if Peppa's not being filmed just for fun, but because her grandpa used to be a pirate? It sounds ridiculous until you see that painting with Pirate Redbeard and a parrot that looks a lot like Grandpa Pig's. That's not just some random bird art. That's a clue. Some believe the third rabbit sister is secretly following the family, trying to dig up Grandpa Pig's buried secrets. Literally, if he used to sail the seas and do things he'd rather not talk about, maybe the whole show is a sneaky way to uncover the truth. Peppa thinks she's jumping in muddy puddles. She might actually be walking through evidence. 16. Why Peppa's intros never change. Have you noticed Peppa's intro never changes? Same lines, same background, same laughter. That's not just lazy animation, it's a sign. The theory says Miss Rabbit filmed that intro the very first day Peppa visited the studio, then used it for every episode that followed. It means Peppa's been trapped in the same loop for years without realizing it. The happy little intro isn't a cute way to start the show. It's a frozen moment, repeated so the audience forgets it's fake. Miss Rabbit didn't just record Peppa. She pressed play and never hit stop. That intro is her signature. And it's permanent. 17. Narrator as a studio employee. That friendly voice guiding us through every episode? He might not be some magical storyteller floating in the clouds. He could just be a regular guy with a microphone, working directly for Miss Rabbit. If the theory is true, the narrator isn't telling a story. He's reading a script written by the very person filming the town in secret. That turns Peppa Pig into something way weirder. It's not just a cartoon, it's a show within a show, carefully edited and voiced by people the characters don't even know exist. While Peppa plays with muddy puddles, some guy in a sound booth is casually narrating her life like it's all part of a documentary. Miss Rabbit runs the cameras and he delivers the lines. 18. Why Miss Rabbit knows every skill. Miss Rabbit seems to know how to do everything. She flies planes, runs a fire station, repairs cars, and even works in a hospital. But let's be real, nobody has that many skills unless they're either a genius or a liar. And Miss Rabbit? She's not studying, she's performing. The theory says she's not really trained in anything. She just acts the part while the cameras roll, knowing the townsfolk won't question her. Why would they? She's on every screen, in every job, smiling like it's normal, but it's not. It's a production, and she's playing roles like a seasoned actress in a never-ending episode. The truth? She's not qualified. She's just convincing enough to get away with it on camera. 19. Miss Rabbit in Italy. Missing? During Peppa's trip to Italy, something feels off. Miss Rabbit flies the plane there, as usual. But once they arrive, there's no local Miss Rabbit waiting at the airport, driving a taxi, or running a gelato cart. That breaks her own logic. She once said there's a version of her in every city. So, where's the Italian one? The most likely answer is simple. The Italy Rabbit couldn't show up because the real Miss Rabbit was too busy flying the plane herself. This slip-up basically confirms it. There's more than one of her. But even the Great Rabbit Network has scheduling issues. Turns out, when you build a global empire of clones or secret sisters, even they can't all be in Rome at once. 20. Grandpa Rabbit's age explains everything. At first glance, Grandpa Rabbit just seems like a loud old man who lives in a lighthouse and yells a lot. But in one episode, he drops a bomb. He's over 100 years old. Now, here's where it gets weird. Real rabbits can have 50 babies a year. If even a fraction of that's true in Peppa's world, then Grandpa Rabbit could easily have dozens of daughters. That means Miss Rabbit and Mummy Rabbit might not be the only ones. A whole secret network of rabbit sisters could exist, scattered across the world, running jobs, watching Peppa, and keeping the show alive. Grandpa didn't just raise rabbits. He might have built the entire rabbit-powered media empire without even realizing it. And that's the truth behind Miss Rabbit's suspicious little empire. Still think she's just a helpful bunny with a good work ethic? Or could she be running the biggest cartoon cover-up ever? What if your favorite kids show was actually a hidden reality show all along? Drop your theory in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. This rabbit hole only goes deeper.